Good morning. Get ready to raise the roof. Spirit is in this place. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. Yes. And we have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Ooh. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Let's sing it together. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise a roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. We sing in celebration. We sing with words of praise. We sing with words of praise. We affirm our life as sacred. We declare that peace is here. Yeah, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Ooh, Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Ooh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Spirit is in this place. Let's sing it. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise a roof with shouts of praise. Raise a roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Good morning. Bless you.
Today, we would like to acknowledge the indigenous peoples of this land who have lived here since time immemorial. Sacramento is the ancestral tribal land of the Nisenan people. We also honor the southern Maidu people to the north, the Valley and Plains Miwok and Miwok people to the south of the American River, and the Patwin Wintun people to the west of the Sacramento River. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. That was beautiful. Good morning, Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. And now for a little bit of housekeeping. I'm Ruth Hall, President of the Board of Trustees and Production Manager for our virtual programs. We're so glad you're here with us today. And if you are new to the center and this is your first time Zooming with us, please know that this service is being recorded and it will be posted on YouTube and Facebook to reach those who can't attend with us on Zoom today. The fellowship time after the service is not recorded. Also, if you're new, and you'd like more information about Sacramento CSL or to be put on our mailing list, please, at the end of the service, put your contact information into the chat. You can also visit us at our website at www.saccsl.org to sign up to receive emails. Until the end of our program, though, please refrain from using the chat to allow a sacred space free from distractions. The chat will be open again during our prayer request time and, of course, during fellowship. Today at 12:30, just want to make sure you know that the Board of Trustees will be holding their monthly open public meeting. All are welcome, and we hope you join us today. And now, please join me in welcoming our beloved senior minister, Reverend Sharon Dunn.
Good morning. There I am. Wow. Good morning, everybody. What beautiful faces. Beautiful. And the little duck in the water. I like that one too. Oh my goodness. Happy Sunday. I'm really excited about today. We have a wonderful exploration of saying yes. Oh, so get ready. Get ready. I'd like to let you know that I'm really thankful for Linda for doing such a beautiful land acknowledgement. That was pretty wonderful, wasn't it? Yeah. We want to do that on Sundays because it's important for us to know who this land belongs to. So that was beautiful. And I'm so glad to see we have people all the way from Kansas. Good morning, Diane. It's good to see you. Jaime's here. Everybody's here. It's wonderful. I also would like to introduce our practitioner of the day, lovely Margie, who is also on our board, who is a fantastic practitioner of truth. I encourage any of you and all of you to see a practitioner at least once a year for a checkup. And we have 3 fabulous practitioners with Debbie and Linda, and we have several fantastic ministers, as I will toot my own horn, as we are practitioners first. So we'll hear from Margie after we have our beautiful sounding bell.
And taking a deep breath in your lungs, because in your heart, in your whole being, as you breathe in this presence of love, which I refer to as God, or the divine presence. This love that permeates the cosmos is the love that permeates in my heart. And as I know that this divine presence is right here, right now with me and you and everyone connected to this meeting and those who will connect later, is one. We're all one. And as I know this for us, I declare that we are this love that spreads throughout the world that works for everyone. I see it. And as I know this, I bless our service today, hearing from Reverend Sharon and all that work together to bring this together every Sunday. And I declare at this time that our snow and rain are still in process for us. And I know that this summer we will have enough moisture for our state, and that every state has enough of what they need. It's already there. So I bless our service, our music, everything that we have together. I bless each other and sending out into the world. I give thanks. I release this word. It's already done. And so it is.
So it is. How beautiful, Margie. Thank you.
And now, you see our two books on the screen, one, Love and Law by Ernest Holmes. I encourage you to order that on Zoom or however you do it. It's timeless wisdom for sure. And The Elastic, and I hope I don't ruin his name, but Leonard Maloney. And anyway, it's unlocking your brain's ability to embrace change. So please look those up and take them in, and they're wonderful reading. We keep growing. Speaking of readings, please sit back and enjoy our few readings. The one encompasses and flows through all, spilling itself into numberless forms and personalities, sides of mine. The life which we live is the universal life, expressing through us. Else, how could we live? Signs of mine. All power derives from conscious or unconscious cooperation with the principle, John Heider. Keep the word of God alive in you, in your mind, in your thought, and in your experience. You will never know lack or limitation. Joel Goldsmith. Thank you. Now stay tuned for our guided meditation with Melissa and Z. You'll enjoy it.
As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace. As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender.
From that place of yes, a tender yes, I surrender. I surrender to to the one life that lives inside me. One power, one love, one yes. Right now, I surrender to the living yes inside me. And I radiate this yes to the world. Yes to love. Yes to health. Yes to peaceful power and powerful peace. This is the truth of me. I need do nothing but simply be. Simply breathe. And in my breath, in my being, lives this peace. A radiant, vibrant peace that knows no bounds. I relax into this peace now. With each breath, I have a deeper and deeper awareness of the truth of me. I surrender to this truth, and I allow the music to lead me into a space of contemplation. Bringing my attention back to my breath, I am grateful. Grateful for my mind, grateful for my breath, and grateful for the peace that I am. All is well.
I surrender. I am peace. I surrender. I
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Reverend Sharon Dunn, Senior Minister of the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. And I'm here to talk about hesitation or blessitation. Are we hesitating or are we blessing it? And this month, we are looking at stepping into the unknown. And that's because last month we looked at visioning. And this month we've talked quite a bit about resistance to response, resistance or response. You're getting the themes here. We're going after our dreams. We're going after the life that we desire. And this is sort of the how-to. And I'm really excited today about thinking about asking for your cooperation, asking you to join me in a commitment or join me in an agreement to say yes. Now, just for a week. Now, here's the thing. We've seen the movies. There's 2 movies out. Just say yes and yes, and the characters say yes to everything, and it's quite funny how their lives change so completely when they're saying yes. And that's kind of what we're going to do. And let's dive into that idea. So Michael Stone defines acceptance as to accept means to allow into our awareness. Allow into our awareness. Because, it is our root response to say no. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And so the whole time we're exploring this idea, remember, this is not about condoning or settling or accepting things that are not tolerable. We're not talking about those things. So you can just let that go. You don't have to ask, well, what if it's this, or what if it's harmful, or don't worry about any of that. We're not talking about that side of life today. We're talking about all the times we could say yes when we don't. Are you with me? All the times we could say yes and we just don't. And so I'm asking you if you'll open your mind. I'm asking if you'll open your heart. I'm asking if you'll open your body to the idea of the divine yes, the truth of who you are. So I'm going to talk about 3 things. I'm going to talk about hesitation, woohoo, realization, which is our 3rd step in our spiritual mind treatment, which is our affirmative prayer. It's our style of prayer. And the 3rd thing is blessitation. And so let's dive into hesitation. Now, if we're thinking about our core concepts, we have core concepts. We're going to use the core concept oneness. Now, in oneness, when we hesitate or experience hesitation on our path, it's symptomatic of embracing separation. The truth of who you are beauty, you are light, you are love, you are intelligence, you have the infinite mind, the infinite heart, and the body of God as your life every moment. That's what we're talking about saying yes to. And so when we hesitate, we do experience separation. And you know what? This is not a make wrong. This is not a make wrong. We come together every Sunday to master our teaching, don't we? And every time we do, we come back the next week with, oh my heavens, look what I did last week. This is a brand new experience. This is me, brand new. And so all we have to do is realign and remember the core concept that oneness is our nature and God is everything. That means you are everything. That means you are rich in spirit. This is an abundant source. There is prosperity and wholeness in our bodies. There is a spiritual principle matching everything about us. Do we say yes to it all the time? Mm-mm. And let's find out why. So we have doubt. Doubt. Oh my goodness. You know, when we're at the table, eating a fine meal, do we set the table? Do we set a place for doubt? Yes. When we're on a new adventure and we've not done that before, do we make room for doubt? Yeah. Actually, when we're creating something new or we're doing something new, we ask doubt first. What do you think, doubt? Doubt of the circumstances in our human experience is a calling for reconnecting our humanness with our spiritual essence. So, what is doubt? The informant. Doubt is our informant. That's all. It informs us that we're feeling hesitant. It informs us that we are courting separation because we don't choose doubt. Not us. We've been in this teaching long enough. We just let it come in. We have tea, maybe some cookies. We have conversation, but eventually we're going to choose, aren't we? We're going to choose God. We're going to choose love. We're going to choose wholeness for ourselves. And so the hesitation is actually a blessing, isn't it? It reminds us that we're human. It offers us an opportunity to remember the truth that God is our life. God is all there is. There isn't this life in God's life. There isn't Cookie's life and God's life. There isn't. There's one life. And we talk about this life every week. And why do we do that? Because this is an infinite source. And the name of the game of life is to connect to it. Isn't there a game, Connect 5 or something? Well, we have Connect Infinity. And so every week we're playing this game about like, how much can I connect to this? Because the more you can connect to this, I'm just seeing chutes and ladders. Chutes and ladders, isn't that where you I think I was playing this game with my 4-year-old granddaughter Ray Marley, and isn't it where you go up? Oh no, that's Candyland, but I think chutes and ladders might be kind of similar. But you go up, and then all of a sudden you hit one of those squares, and you have to go all the way back down to and start way down towards the beginning again. Well, my little 4-year-old granddaughter did not like that one bit. So sometimes I had to cheat and make sure that she didn't, draw the card that would send her all the way back because she had to win every game. Anyway, that's another sermon. So doubt is when we say to ourselves, and I want you to be thinking of where you say, I'll never finish this project. I don't think that can happen in my life. I have everything I need. I love that one. That's my favorite. I have everything I need. And spirit's like, but wait a minute, I'm an infinite source. How can you have everything you need? I'm over here. I'm over here. God is my bank account. And for some reason, I don't allow myself to be the receiver that I could be. Have you ever done that? Have you ever not been the receiver that you could be? Well, nah. Or how about if you're trusting spirit, then you have wholeness, prosperity, abundance. If you're trusting information, say on the outside, the news, maybe a doctor has told you, well, this is what's wrong with you. A diagnosis, is that what we're putting our faith in? Because if we are, then that's going to demonstrate in our lives. That's just the way the physics works. That's the way the science of mind works. So you might want to ask yourself, who, what, why, when, where am I putting my trust? Well, I sometimes put my trust in fear. I put my trust in doubt. I think that might be a good idea. I think it might protect me and keep me safe. Actually, it keeps me limited. Is safe limited? Where'd we get that idea? I was listening to this TED Talk, fantastic TED Talk about saying yes. And this fellow was talking about a no as a root behavior. I think I see Carol's here and she knows about this. But until we're 3 months old, we can't move our head this way. We only can move our head this way. It's automatic for children before they have language to say no, because that's how they can tell you what they don't want. They don't have a language yet for what they do want. So what do we do first? No. No. And we get comfortable with that. No. Yes, on the other hand, as we get older, yes puts us in motion. Yes puts us in motion. I had a friend in high school, Helen Clark. She was so beautiful. She got into improvisational dancing. I don't know if you've ever watched people do improvisational dancing, but it is when people get up on the stage or the dance floor and they start to dance with each other. Let's say there's two people, two men, two women, two people, and they start to dance together. And then from the first moment they're touching and dancing together, they do another. From there, they do another touching, and then another formation, and then another formation from there, and one from there, and it's all improvisational. It's extraordinary. It is a total affirmative yes, yes, and then yes, yes. It is so beautiful. Yes puts us in motion. So in realization, I say that is the third step of our spiritual mind treatment. And the reason I bring realization into the 3 points I want to make today is because realization is the step in treatment, or the step in our prayer where we affirm what we want. We literally affirm. Is it not true? We affirm what we want. And that way we claim what we want. We form what we want into words, into an affirmation, into the present tense, into the first person, into the affirmative. So it's not futuristic, it's not someone else, and it's not negative. It's not, I can't have this and I want it. It is, I am that is. I am prosperity. I am love. I am intelligence. I am wisdom. I am beauty. I am prosperous. I am loving. I am loved. We can go on and on and on. And that is a yes. This is our yes statement. So you can imagine how important it is for us to be using our spiritual practice of spiritual mind treatment, because we are using yes in the third step. We may as well call it say yes. The power of choosing comes into the third step. When we hesitate because we don't know which way to go, sometimes we can choose God. If we don't know where to go or what to go or how to think, we can just choose God. And how do we choose God? Well, choose the name of God: love, light, harmony, peace, joy, wholeness, prosperity, love. Are you with me, friends? Are you with me here? This is an exciting thing. Okay, so you want to know how I did it this week. Okay, I'm going to tell you. So in 2017, my husband, Chris, now mind you, he was an avid golfer. He could beat anybody. He could beat anybody. And you know, he started our son golfing when he was 4 years old with real clubs. Like he literally went, chopped some clubs down and put grips on them. And my son almost went pro. He definitely played for UC Santa Barbara. So golf is a big thing. And I've always wanted to be a part of their fun. And so, of course, I want to be a golfer. So in 2017, for my birthday, no, he didn't get me a vacuum cleaner, thank God. We'd gotten over that quite a bit earlier in our marriage. But he got me a set of clubs. I mean, the best set of clubs, beautiful. And they're the color purple. Of course, I had to have the purple ones. I don't know if they're the best ones, but they're the prettiest. And he got me some FootJoy shoes and gloves and balls and tees and just everything you're going to need to golf. And of course, as you all know, he passed away in 2018, and I had never used my set of clubs because he got very ill. And you know, that was 3 years ago. Well, there's a lot of people that golf, and I'm always talking to people who golf, and I always want to golf. Now, golf is a very zen game. I don't know if any of you are golfers. Raise your hand if you golf. So it's very zen. You know, if you're trying really hard, you're not going to duff the ball, right? And if you're all just relaxed, you know, you just hit that ball and it goes for miles. So every time you hit the ball and you duff it, you're wondering, gosh, I need to relax. I need to, is this right, Jim? I need to relax. I need to take it easy and just let the swing be what it is. So I keep thinking, I'm gonna go hit a bucket of balls. I'm gonna hit a bucket of balls for 3 years. For 3 years, I'm like, I'm gonna hit a bucket of balls. And of course, this week I decided to, you know, use the topic blessitation or hesitation, right? So I was invited to hit a bucket of balls because God is good. What you want is going to show up in your life, whether you like it or not. What you really want is going to show up. And 9 times out of 10, we're going to say no. Are you kidding me? I can't do that. Spirit knows you can because Spirit puts it right in your life. Have you ever had something put in your life that you really want and you've said no? So I said yes. I said yes, and I was nervous. Oh my goodness. I was so nervous because, this person, this friend of mine here at the park, she's an avid golfer and I'm going to look silly. I'm going to look ridiculously silly. I mean, why can't a brand new person have the golf course cleared of all human beings just for, between 3:30 and 4:30, we're going to have only people who have never swung a club come. And so I got out my old boxes and found my golf shirt, and I found some khakis, and I know how to do this. I ironed the cuffs on my khakis. I put it up and I waited all day for the time that I was going to go hit a bucket of balls. I said yes. And when I got there with my friend, I had a blast. And I didn't do very well. And I duffed it. And then I just missed it completely, and then I looked around saying I did that on purpose. Um, I don't know if you've done that, but I did. But I did some really good long distance swings as well. And I reminded myself, oh yeah, that's what it's supposed to feel like. And in those times that I did really well, of course, I was completely relaxed. And what was I saying when I hit the ball really well? Yes. Yes. Is this a lesson? So when we hesitate, we don't know which way to go, but we can choose God and trust that there is a power in that direction. We know this, do we not? Raise your hand if you know this. If you know this enough, are you willing to say yes to it for 1 week every day? Raise your hand if you're in. Yes to your good. Yes to your health. Yes to your wealth. Yes to your relationships. Yes, oh baby, yes. And it will always be the right way to go because as you choose, yes, more shall be revealed. As you realize more, you can always choose again. Oftentimes, we discern more through action as opposed to knowing everything before we move. Now, if yes sets us in motion, then we'll get that automatic forward motion, won't we? You can trust it. Now, I know my story may seem silly. However, for me, I could feel it in my body. I could feel that the nervousness. I could feel it in my face, and probably my blood pressure. I could feel the fear. I could feel it, and I did it anyway. And you know what? That alone made me feel better. It was almost like my body was just kind of going through the hesitation and doubt all by itself because my mind was yes. My mind was on yes. And I just yesed right through it. I yesed right through those swings. Pretty happy. So when we talk about blessitation, what does that mean? Well, it's bless, blessitation is to bless it. Instead of hesitate, we bless what is coming our way. We bless what is coming our way from our desires, our choices, our dreams, our prayers, and we bless it. And then when we start to see the demonstration of it, we continue to bless that. We continue to bless what is coming into fruition from our dream. Ernest Holmes, listen to this. Ernest Holmes says, Just keep right on knocking on the doorway of your consciousness until every no becomes a yes, every negation an affirmation, every fear a faith. You cannot fail if you remain steadfast. Do you just love it? Ernest Holmes says, every no becomes a yes, every negation an affirmation. You know, he's not saying, and we're not saying you're not going to have your automatic reaction. We talked about reactions. We talked about reflex. We talked about being human. But sometimes I stop there. Do you ever stop there? It's like, whew, uncomfortable, uncomfortable. Well, I can tell you right now that the last thing that I felt hitting a bucket of balls was comfort. I'm telling you, my little head could have been that little white ball. I just felt like I was really going through it. And after our board meeting today, I have said yes to hitting another bucket of balls. So when we say yes, we move to the fourth step of spiritual mind treatment. We're living in thanksgiving, aren't we? We're living in the gratitude. Has the demonstration showed up? No. But the seed is planted. And we know, because we know that in the seed, everything it needs is contained in the seed. We've planted that. And now we live in the thanksgiving of it as if it's already happened. I'm looking at Jaime, and I hope this is okay to say, but Jaime seems like such a demonstration to me. When I first met you, Jaime, you wanted to do acupuncture. You wanted to be in the healing art. You wanted to be serving humanity in a way that, guess what? You're doing right now. Look at you. We can have our dreams. We can have our destiny, the thing we chose for ourselves. You know, we can be who we choose for ourselves. And I just remember, you know, my son sitting in the audience when I got my master's degree. I was 60. And he looked at me like, I've always wanted to get my master's, he said. But of course, you know, he got busy and he got he has a family, has young children. You know, he's on that race to keep roof over his head. He's faced so much, the pandemic and losing his job and then getting it back again, and you know, getting to his dreams, getting to our dreams is not always that easy, is it? Sometimes there are things that we must do that we just must do. But don't hesitate on your dreams. Because you are required to do other things in life does not mean that you can't have it all. We have an infinite source. We have an unlimited source. Jeffrey Brantley, the author of the Yes Practice, I love this idea of the Yes Practice. He says the simple practice of saying yes to experiences as you become aware of them, coupled with mindful awareness, can release you from the deep habits of reactivity and help you stay connected to the present moment and the presence. Just by saying yes. Notice, he says, any pain or resistance arising. He didn't say it wasn't going to happen. He didn't say you're bad because it happens, did he? He said, notice. Notice when it happens. Name the pain or upset and respond with a friendly yes. Yes, that too. Yes, I love my sister, and this too shall pass. More shall be revealed, she always says. I love her. I want to know now, girl. She's the Buddhist, and more shall be revealed. The yes practice is a way for you to activate open heartedness. Do you know that saying yes opens your heart, opens your mind, and opens your body? Being mindful, noticing what is happening as it's happening, implies making space, being accepting, and not becoming lost in aversion and reactivity. Now, he's not saying don't react, he's saying don't get lost there. One of the big goals of mindfulness practice is to learn to accept what is good, better, and different. And how about this? We say this often. Another goal is to stop categorizing experience as good, better, and different. Because why? Because that puts an energetic on it that it doesn't need. It's already got enough energy. Don't feed it. Feed me. Reminds me of my dog George at 5 o'clock every day. My dog knows how to tell time. And we one thing I want to do is I want to tell you this story. And when our son was doing theater in high school, I learned about an exercise for improvisational acting, which I think is a lot like this improvisational dancing. No matter what another actor says or does to you, you're always supposed to figuratively and sometimes literally say yes to it. In other words, if someone on stage turns to you and says anything, you're going to have an affirmative response. So real life is like improv. The script's always changing, and saying yes keeps you in the flow. And here, pulls for creativity. Saying yes pulls for creativity. So saying yes activates motion, pulls for creativity, and makes more fun. Try saying no out loud or in your mind. How does that feel? Then say yes. Which one feels better? Opens your heart more and draws you more into the world. They say that saying no literally, it puts cortisol into your body. That, can you believe that? That it has a physiological response. It activates the stress response. No. Your yes means that you are not resisting emotionally. This will usually bring some peace and will help any actions you take be more effective. Say yes to what arises in your mind. Yes to feelings, sensations, thoughts, images, memories, desires, and yes to different parts of yourself, whatever they are. It felt really good for me when I was getting ready to say, you know, Sharon, you're a little anxious. Yes. But you say yes. Yes. Quite a conversation I was having with myself. I'm glad I have no indoor cameras. They're on the outside of my house. Play with different tones of yes and see how this feels. Try a cautious yes, as well as a yes that is confident, soft, rueful, or enthusiastic. Feel your yes in your body to adapt a method that Thich Nhat Hanh says, breathing in, feel something positive. Breathing out, say yes. Breathe in energy. Breathe out, yes. Breathe in calm. Breathe out, yes. Say yes to your needs. Yes to your actions. Say yes to being alive. Yes to life. Yes to your own life. Yes to each year, each day, each minute. And imagine that life is whispering, yes. Yes to all beings. All beings. Yes to you. Everything you've said yes to is saying yes to you. That's important. Do you hear that? You put out a yes, you're going to get yes back. That's quantum mechanics. Each breath, each heartbeat, each surge across a synapse, each one says yes, yes, all saying yes, yes. And we can use, or you can use that wonderful meditation from Melly and Z. Say that tender yes. That was so beautiful. I don't know how you do it, Ruth, but you always pick the perfect thing because we didn't coordinate that. We did not coordinate that. Spirit did. Do you see Spirit has a message for you today? I mean, really has a message. So I'm going to end here with two things. I want to tell you something from Ernest Holmes. He says, it is important that you identify yourself with the greater financial supply which you desire. You cannot do this by thinking about it as though it were impossible or even unlikely, or regretting that you do not now have it. Instead, you must train yourself to think about it with a feeling that is only reasonable and natural, that it is only reasonable and natural for it to be yours. Yes, that it is already yours. Now, we can say that about finances, can't we? Can we say that about wholeness? Yes, raise your hands. Can you say that about wholeness in your body? Can you say that in your relationships? Can you say that about the relationship you'd like to have? Sharon? Yes. Can you say this about the things that you desire? This week, will you take note of the blessings and be in the blessitation rather than the hesitation? And be fully present. And I'm going to end here with this. Just say yes. I didn't hear you. Can everyone unmute? Just say
Yes.
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 oh my goodness. Let us pray. I can tell you right now, this is going to be an exciting week, and I hope I hear your stories. I do. There is a power called yes, a presence, infinite presence, where we know that we are that is light and love and harmony and peace and joy and abundance and wholeness and love. We know then that we are that our life then is called love, abundance, light, harmony, wholeness, joy, all that is good. And I realize and declare that this life is true for all life. And this life that is true for all life connects all life. Can you imagine? So we can say yes to a planet that is sustained. We can say yes to feeding every child. We can say yes to equity, equality, freedom. We can say yes to peace in our nation, in our government. We can say yes, yes to everything good. And when we say yes, it has to be good for all. When I say yes this week, my dreams come true, my prayers are answered. Yes is the prayer. Yes is confirming that I choose God. I choose good. I choose a beautiful life, a joyful life, a prosperous life. And I choose it not only for myself, but because it's good for me and good for all, I choose it for all. I activate that motion forward. My yes then opens my heart, opens my body, opens my mind, opens my life. My yes is good for all. I am so grateful that this prayer is also answered with a yes, because the law only says yes. It is immutable, changeless. It says yes. And so please agree with me as we affirm and say, and so it is.
At the start of any given day, there is mystery available. There is a game waiting for an open heart to say yes. Here I am, I'll play. And if we're smart, we'll listen to the way, and all the misery that held us down, we'll let it fade. Let it be outshined by a simple spark of a life that's waiting to be made. It's waiting to be made. What will you make of this day? What will you keep? What will you change? What will you see? What will you believe? What will you make of your dreams? Will you keep sleeping, or will you awaken and decide what you will make? At the start of any given day, there is history and poetry. There is a play, but you're not in the audience. You are the star. So get out there and say what you will make. What will you make of this day? What will you keep? What will you change? What will you see? What will you believe? What will you make of your dreams? Will you keep sleeping, or will you awaken and decide just what you will make of this day? What will you keep? What will you change? What will you see? And what will you believe? What will you make of your dreams? Will you keep sleeping, or will you awaken and decide what you will make?
Hello. So now, just as you so generously give to those in need in our community, now is the opportunity for you to give to yourself. Because I believe being a part of this loving community, I'm actually giving a gift to myself. And so now I can actually make an offering in support of that gift, as that gift to myself, and in supporting this beautiful, loving community. We have 3 ways. We can go to our website, You can make a personal check and mail it. And when you spend money on Amazon, you get to smile because you actually contribute to us that way too. I love it. It makes me smile. See? And so now say as we are, stay muted, but as we can say together our abundance affirmation. Abiding by the law of circulation and in heartfelt gratitude, I affirm that I live in a creative and abundant universe that continuously flows in, through, and out as me, expressing as the ever expanding infinite good. And so it is. And now for our latest news. For this quarter, the outreach group, we have come together and decided that our center can support the women's empowerment. It is a great organization that empowers women and children to get back into the workforce and all sorts of things. So we'll be collecting office supplies and clothing for women that they can wear to go to their interviews or even to wear to work. And take note, June 5th, we'll gather in Roche Park where we actually get to see each other. Yes, yes. And so you can check our website for a complete list of the items needed at www.saccsl.org. Now, our mental equivalence class is being rescheduled because it is such a rich class. And as Reverend Sharon was talking about today, for the third step, we have to have that mental equivalent. And it is a rich class, and so we're opening it up for more people to attend. So if you're interested, please email her, let her know, and then we'll be probably expanding it out into the wider web net that we can connect to. So please let her know. We also have our book study coming up with Debbie Puntman. That will be Saturday mornings beginning May 22nd, The Universal Christ by Richard Rohr. And apparently, she has a very rich and fulfilling book study club. And on April 28th, now you're going to be surprised because on this one, the only thing you need to bring is you, a pen, and paper. There's going to be no PowerPoint. We're going to actually be experiencing what it's like to live from the heart and how to release any blocks that are in there. So please, there'll be more information coming up, but please mark Wisdom Wednesday, April 28th on your calendar. It's going to be exciting and heart-centered. And as always, please check out our website. It is so rich. It is just evolved with the help of Jaime into this beautiful website. And you can actually go right from our website to our Facebook, Instagram, and meetup pages. I just think that's exciting. I love it. So please check out our website. And now stay tuned for our closing song.
There is always a light when we are ready to see it. There is always a light when we are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night.
Where is the sound?
Together we will. There is always your light in the dark. We are ready to see it. There is always your light in the dark. We are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark of night and be a gift. Together we will. There is always shine your light. There is always love. We are ready to see it. There is always shine your light. There is always love. We are ready to be it. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the light and be a kindness till we together we will. There is always light. There is always love. There is always shine your light. There is always love. To see the light, to be the light, to raise our eyes in the dark and be a kindness till we together we will. There is always shine your light. There is always shine. There is always shine your light. There is always shine. Be the light.
And now for our affirmation. Everything in my life welcomes a realization of spirit. And remember, there's your prayer requests. There are two ways to send them: via chat on your screen, or please on our website, where they will be prayed on the altar of the practitioners for an entire week.
And now is the time to take in our heart the gratitude that we have for this day, the service, the message, the music. And we take into this gratitude as we say yes, and we're the light of the world. That's what we're here for. We're the ones that we've been waiting for. So we give this gratitude to the divine presence. We bless our service. We bless each other. We bless the world. And we move on saying yes to the good. And so it is. Stay tuned. I mean, stay with us for fellowship.